First, let's install the Lease Accounts add-in for Excel. For individuals, open Excel and make sure you're signed in. Click on File, then Account. If you're not logged in, sign into your Microsoft 365 account. Next, click on Home and click on Add-ins. Type Lease Accounts into the search box and then click Add. For organizations such as businesses and schools, add-ins are usually centrally deployed. Your Microsoft 365 administrator should go to Admin Center, and then Settings, and then Integrated Apps. Click on Get Apps, search for Lease Accounts, and then follow the prompts to complete the deployment. Central deployment enables seamless access through single sign-on, so users can use the add-in without extra installation or logins. Now go to leaseaccounts.com. Click Get Started, and then click Download Template. Let's begin with the Settings and Data tab. The template already includes sample subsidiaries, but we can replace these with our own. It also includes a list of asset classes, which you'll need to replace with your own, and also a list of currencies. When consolidating foreign currencies, remember to update the exchange rates. You need an opening rate for the translation of opening balances, an average rate to translate movements within the period, and a closing rate to translate closing balances. FX-driven movements are shown separately in your reports with a balancing figure in the FX control account. This should normally be disclosed within other comprehensive income or expenses in your financial reports. Next, let's set the report period. Enter the 1st of December 2011 as the start date, and for the period end date, let's enter 31st of December 2011. The report currency is the currency that our reports will be shown in. Any subsidiaries with a different currency will be translated using the exchange rates we entered below, unless you select Ignore Other Currencies. Choose your accounting standard. You can choose IAS 842, IFRS 16, or FRS 102. Note that Lease Accounts applies the same calculations for IFRS 16 and FRS 102. You can also set your preferred date format up here. And this is important because much of the Lease Accounts template is protected. You can also set your preferred exchange rate format here. Again, this is very important because this will determine the numbers that you need to enter for your opening rates, average and closing FX rates. If you want to view the full life cycle of a lease, including movements before and after the report period, then you can use the Lease Life Cycle tab. And you need to enter the LAS code of the specific lease you want to view in this section here. Lease codes always start with LAS followed by a dash and 4 numbers beginning at 0001. Each LAS code corresponds to a tab name, such as this one. You may have many leases in one workbook. To run calculations for one specific lease, enter the LAS code here. This can avoid you having to calculate leases unnecessarily. Using the Lease Accounts add-in, we can also create new lease tabs by clicking this button. Alternatively, you can right-click and copy an existing LAS tab. Let's delete this one for our first LAS tab. First, let's enter a subsidiary. Let's specify that this is not an intercompany lease. This is useful if you want to be able to exclude intercompany leases from your reports. Let's specify property as the asset class. Let's put the commencement date as the 1st of February 2011. And the end date can be the 31st of January 2015. Let's specify that this does not have a purchase option. and we can leave the practical expedient blank. All of the other fields within this section are optional. Now let's complete our first measurement column. We can classify this lease as an operating lease. However, under FRS 102 and IFRS 16, the lease classification does not affect the accounting treatment. But under ASC 842, it does have a material effect on the accounting treatment. Here we have already specified that we will view this as IFRS 16. Let's add a discount rate of 5%, and we can add initial direct costs of £10,000. Let's enter fixed annual payments of £10,000 paid in advance. The cash flow type here is very important. Let's click Fixed Lease Payment. Let's also assume that we have service charges to pay, which are due 1 week in arrears of the year to which they relate. For this, we need to select a non-lease payment, and you can see we need to specify the start and end date of the period which this relates to. We've now entered everything we need for a simple lease. Now we open the Lease Accounts add-in and click Calculate. The data is saved to the table on the Settings and Data tab. It's structured in a double entry form and it acts as the source of the reports. Let's check the Portfolio Detail tab. When you have multiple leases, each line on this report represents a separate lease. Here we can see we have things like depreciation expenses, operating service charges, interest charges, and all of our balance sheet movements. The tabs Disclosure Template A and Disclosure Template B follow some common reporting requirements. Disclosure Template A shows the analysis by asset class and is more suited to IFRS 16 and FRS 102. Disclosure Template B shows analysis by lease classification, which is generally suited to ASC 842. Finally, check out our website for example workbooks. These demonstrate how Lease Accounts handles more complex scenarios, such as partial terminations, changes in lease terms, and inflation-linked payments. In these cases, an ordinary spreadsheet simply won't cut it, and Lease Accounts can really save you time and money. Thank you for watching.